Welcome everyone to another episode of Data Center. Today we're going to have a quick look at the update that took place. We was online yesterday playing the game, and I did explain that a feature that I've been asking for a while was a mod was available for it, so we did install the mod. Now that feature is available in the full game, so we've removed the mod. And that feature is basically auto technicians, and it is a lovely feature. Before, when something broke, you'd have to come over here, go to asset management, add all the broken devices and send them. If someone new one came, you had to come back, and etc, etc. Well, now you've got auto repair. Different options you can have: repair when it gets broken, repair something's broken and it goes to end of life for 4 hours, and also if something's broken, it's got an end of life for 2 hours. So you can choose what option you want. We just go purely with the broken. I don't really fancy changing something if it's failed and it's actually broken, if it's just got warning, so we leave that as it is. Other things in the update, you notice here now these VLANs. Now I'll be honest, I'm not entirely 100% sure what they are. For example, you go to here, VLANs allowed and not allowed. Click on a particular one, it shows you what they are. So I know that that particular VLAN obviously relates to this. I imagine saying if you've got two customers going through one network switch, you can do it like the ports allowed and not allowed to go to a particular like server. We're not going to worry about that. The way we do our setup, we have basically just got one server, one customer per row of racks. We don't put two through normally. We will be doing that with this one. I'll explain that shortly. But yeah, so that's it. End of life as well. I think after the first time you change it, it just goes a bit longer. So yeah, that is where we are up to in the game. As you can see, we bought a large area. I want to keep expanding and buying these things. I just make the area as large as possible so we can see how far and how much area we got. So I've got this feeling, even though it looks got a large area, we'll go down to these last couple of customers. They are going to need so much space. If we're looking at a customer down here, we're looking at 14, 15 cabinets. We are going to need so much space, so many rows. So yeah, I'm trying to stick to this half of the room first, fill it up. We can still go back. We can still buy these walls. Obviously, it's not cheap. I don't know how much further we can go back. Go and look at the corridor down here. It does go down quite a way. So yeah, so I mean we are basically this far back. So that there is roughly in line. So I think we've got quite a row we can go back. But for now we're going to fill up this row. So hopefully they are repairing all those. We'll find out shortly. Things are failing left, right and centre. There you go, see that without being told to, they're repairing the stuff. So that is working perfectly. So our next customer, we can't miss any of these now. We've got to just go along in sequence because it does cause problems. The problem we had was here. We was basically doing like 4 cabinets. We was trying to do it in rows, trying to keep them in front. We missed this cabinet out, but when we came back to put another customer in, this I think is basically the wrong type of switch for this customer. It's just filled the gap in. We've gone back through where we can and we started changing these customers to 25 gig cables and switches with the correct modules. Try and get down to 1 wire. I mean, this is the next one we've got to figure out. We'll do some maintenance on that later. The yellow goes to here. So we've got so many cables coming out, I'm sure we could just have we added that up. That's less than, we could probably get that into 1 QFAPS cable. Into like here. And again, put a QFAPS underneath and then have that feed to each other switch, so we might do that at some point. But for now, we're going to try and work on this next customer. So the next customer, when I worked it out, we need 15 cabinets. As you can see, we've got a nice 14 row here. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the next server at the bottom down here. We'll just cable across and down. I'm not going to use the switch. I'm just going to put it there. Keep it separate to these. We'll put the clips down like this side or something, run it over and join it to the switch here. So that is the plan. So we're going to go and buy all the cabinets first. Okay, the question is, what colour cabinet do we want? As you can see, a nice colourful array. Haven't got any white. The last one we did was like a greyish colour, so we want a different colour to that. Let's bring the colour selection up so we've got a full range of colours. So like an orange, we haven't done an orange yet, have we? That'll do. So we want 14 of these. Then we're going to need... What we're going to need? We're going to need... Well, let's get those in first before we start looking at the other stuff. We'll start looking at the switches next. The auto repair seems to be working quite nicely. As you can see, I've not told any of the technicians to do anything, and everything is being repaired as it needs to. As I said, I believe there with this last update, once something gets repaired the first time, it has a longer end of life. Hopefully things won't fail as often once they've been replaced for the first time. But we will see on that one. How much more can we fit in here? On the next update, I'd love to see a bigger trolley. Maybe have it so you could have, like, it's got shelves above it, so you could have 2 rows worth of stuff. Plenty of room back here, so let's just up it here. Start building the cabinets. What we're going to do from the customer cabinet, we're going to come up this side with the cables and over and just feed all the way along. It'll be much neater that way. But that will be the last connection we do. We will just get everything built up first and do all the server to the switches connection. Obviously to the customer base will be last, because once you open that customer cabinet, as we found out a couple of episodes ago when we clicked it by mistake, the clock starts. Well, you start getting penalties imposed, so we do not want that. Okay, so to make sure we got this right, I calculated 42 yellow servers. So we can get 6 in the rack, 6, 12, 18, 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 30. That's 42 would be up to there. 17, 1, 2, 3 with 1 at the bottom. Then a 17, 1, 2, 3, 1 at the bottom. And then a 9, 6 and a 3. So that should be fine. That should be plenty of racks of a cabinet space available. So what we do, we need to follow the setup we did here. So we need one of those, 132 port, because it will come in. There'll be 2 or 3 connections coming in, depending on obviously the bandwidth. So we had to use 2 here because it was over 40 gigs, so we split it between the 2, created an LACP network. We need 1 of them, then we need, be making note of this so we can know what we need. We need 132 switch, and then we're going to need 14 of these. There'll be 1 coming in, and we're going to 16 going out, so that will feed the last one. So we're not going to use a switch on that one, we're going to use a switch on this one. Hopefully there's enough there should be enough bandwidth to cover that. We need 14 of those. We need 14 patch panels. Again, it's not necessary to use the patch panels, but I do prefer them. So then if we were looking at the modules, we need 14, because we need 1 for each of these. Then we're going to need 14 go in there. We need 2 to come into here. We've got the ones down by the server already. Yes, that is fine. And then for the SFP plus the 25 gig modules, you need to here. We're going to need 6 for each one, except the last one we're going to need more. So we need, let me get my calculator. We need 14 times 6 is 84. That's this last one, we're going to need more, because we've got a 3 down there. So that will give us a start. It may be wrong, but it will give us a start to work to. 30 QVMs, and we'll say 90 of those. Okay, so let's go and get a start on ordering. We're going to order all the other accessories before we order the servers. And the question is, I've got enough cable. Do we use cable we've already got, or we get an orange cable? Got so many cables laying at the back, it'd be nice to start using some of them up, I must admit. On the other hand, it's nice to have them all individual. Right. So we need 132 switch. Then we need 14 of these, because that will feed into each of these. Then we're going to need 14 patch panels. I don't think we'll be able to get much more than that, so let's check all that out first. Any more of them? No, so then let's take that. Let's start putting on patch panels. putting these on top. Third door all in one hit. A bit of a stutter there. Third door all in one hit and keep going backwards and forwards. Why a bigger trolley, I think, becomes essential. You imagine how many trips back and forwards you've got to make when you start having to maybe sort of like get in the region of 100 servers for a customer. Oh, come on, you bastard. Right, okay, so let's get these in place first, then we're going to come back and do all the modules. Right, so let's take that switch first, because that's where it's going to come in from the customer base. Maybe one limb. Then patch panel. There'll just be one limb and a patch panel now for each of the rest of the cabinets. Sorry, chat, I'm just concentrating on getting all this done. Once you're getting the flow, I forget that I should be talking to you all. So we're going to go back, order the modules. Then we're going to order... Oh, I missed one there. Then we're going to order the cables, and we're going to cable all this much in to the patch panels to everything, not to the customer base. And we'll order some bright orange cable. Again, we're probably going a bit over the top. We probably don't need to have the top rated fibre. We're not going to have 120 gigs worth of bandwidth coming in, but it just looks neater if you're using the same method all the way through. Right. Right, so what have we got here? We've got 4 defect modules. Five in a box, so we want 6 boxes, so let's go for 5 boxes. And then these ones, we always need plenty of these. Let's see that one for size. But looking at the money we got, I don't really think the money is going to be an issue for us. be nice if you could pick several of these up in one go as well without having to... they're small. Sure, we could... I'm sure as a person who can carry a server, I'm sure that we could pick up multiple boxes of these at a time as well. I mean, I'm sure we could actually... Could we take this up the ramp? Can you take this into the back of the van? I think I've never actually checked. Oh, you can. You know what? I never thought about doing that before. Right, so that should be everything. We'll take the spare ones over here. Right, out the way, mate. That's it. Right, so let's deal with the QFAP ones first. So we're going to have potentially 2 coming in. So we want 14 coming out for now. 12. We want in. We just want an in on all the others. And again, we use the same, try and make things easy for ourselves, we use the same port position on every single one. Okay, so we're one short. I'm sure we've got more in here than we need, have we? Yeah, potentially we only need 2 of those. If we need to put a third cable in, I'll buy another pack before we do the cabling. But it should be enough. The only question mark I've got is if we need to put... We would have room for a switch here. But we could put a switch in there. Able to 3 servers underneath it. But we shall come back to that. And then say we need 6 of these in each one. We'll put 5 in each first. So we're not doing redundancy anymore. We started doing it, but I don't think this game utilises it or needs you to do it. Whether or not we're doing an update, we have to go back and rearrange things, I don't know. The only other question is the update is, have they sorted out the issue with regarding cabling? Those that played the game or have seen me play this game before, you will know that there's been an issue with regarding the technicians, that when they replace a server or a switch, within a couple of minutes the routing of the cable would fail and we would have to save the game and reload the game, and then it would work. Hopefully that is something that may be being rectified. I mean, there's 5 faults and there's 5 red markers, so hopefully that issue has been addressed. Which, if it has, that would be absolutely fantastic. Right, so let's go back, and then we should put the 6th one in every single one. This one needed more though, didn't it? Because when we put another 3 in that, the 3 switches over here. If we do it that way, we might, as I say, just put a switch over there. In which case we would need those modules anyway, so it's not a loss. Okay, so we get out of modules. We didn't get enough, so we need another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Another 2 boxes. So let's pick all our rubbish up. So another 2 boxes, and we're okay for the... Oh, there's another box here. We're okay for the QFAPS one for the minute. So we'll get 2 more boxes of them, and then we're going to get cables we need, a bright orange. We need a QFAPS cable and an RJ45 cable. We might have to get 2 rolls of the RJ45 cable because I've got this feeling that 1 will not be enough. Makes you dizzy doing this at speed. Okay, so we want another two boxes of these. The custom cable, so we're going to go brighter so it stands out from the cabinet. Won't be exactly the same colour. We want 2 reels of that, and we want the same in that. Oh, I must have left 2 boxes. Must have 2 boxes in there. I didn't see 2 boxes in there when we finished. I've got a feeling the game is playing games with us. Oh well, these will be for the next sale we do. Let's take that odd one. I hate odd things being left around. Okay, so let's get everything we've got cabled in so far. Then we're gonna start ordering all the servers and pray. We'll double check our calculations before we order. So hopefully be it. So what we're going to do is cable all these in first. We can't cable in, but we can cable these going out. So we're going to go down to the furthest server first. Too far. So the only issue we might have is I might put a switch into the end server instead of running it from that, so we'll have to run another cable at some point. Again, I'm sure there's better ways of doing this, but this method works for me, so we're going to stick to it. And that one we just put to there, we won't bother going across. Right, so that will do for the moment. Let's pop that over here with the other cables. So then we're going to start, I'm going to put all these into place. Okay, I've cabled them in. Those 3 there will be for the 3 this side. We don't use our own switch, that is. So I've left the break so I know what they are, because then we will just have to come out 3 cables into here, across to here. We'll go down this side and into the servers. So it's amazing how quickly all those cables will disappear. And so far the auto technician's working well. There's been no re-evaluation of the lists. Of the cabling, sorry. Right, I want to make sure that I've got all this correct. So 500,000, 12, that's 42 servers for that. $17 servers for the blue and purple. It will put us slightly over. GPU 8.3, so that's 9, so that's fine. So let's go and start ordering servers. And this is the bit which takes the most time, unfortunately. I mean, saying that, it's taken us 35 minutes to get to this point. Hello. Wow. What a display. Oh, hello. What's going on here? Right, so everything is ready. Okay, so let's order it by servers. We need 42 of these. So I'm sure we'll only be able to, maybe is it 30 we can order at one time, is it? 32. 32 fills the container right up. Be nice if they could be delivered on a pallet and we could have a pallet truck in the game. We'll be able to get much more than that. One on top maybe. Not even close to getting it on. Let's collect the next batch. Got remember we've got ordered 10 more as well. That's why I want a bigger trolley. You imagine how long it's going to take. I'm sure it'd not be the most exciting content for people to watch. If I was having to ship, hey, imagine doing 100 of these. The server rack, doing this many at a time. Say, we could do with a pallet delivery. Maybe you order sort of like 20, it'll come on a pallet, and you could just use a pallet truck to bring it through. It's taken 5 minutes, and we're not even halfway through yellow ones yet. But I certainly am liking the update with regard to the repairs, and there's no issue now with the cabling runs being re-evaluated, so I think they have nailed that on the head. And the auto technician works wonders, so we don't have to use the mod. And so the other mods that are available was things like unlocking all the customers, which we're not going to do that. Oops. We're going to unlock the customers bit by bit. I won't put all the customers on stream. As I say, I'm sure you've all got better things to do than watch me knocking servers off a trolley for 3 hours. But these are the last 10 yellow servers. But we've ordered the 17 blue ones at the same time. We're going to get this set done. And then we will cable all these ones in. This is why I want a bigger trolley. Or as I said, get it delivered. Fuck off. Use my language. Thank you for the follow. Oh, I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, I'll have to look at my notifications. I haven't noticed it doing that before. Oh, for God's sake. I would have walked them all there individually by now. Right, good. Eventually. Check out my alert box later. I've not seen it do that before. They have them stacked like that. But as I say, thank you for the follow. Hasn't even shown up in my chat feed. Right, so we've got 2 yellows left. So I want the yellows on the top. Even my latest follow's not working. Okay, so we've got 17 of these. 2 trolleys of 6 should finish this off nicely. Then I say we're going to get all this lot cabled in first. They thought at least 6. We can might as well do 2 trolleys of 5. without trying to smash it into the wall. At least we're over halfway there on these. That's all the servers, not just particular colour. I do enjoy this game, but say this sort of thing here is a bit monotonous, which I'm sure that they could make it easier, as I say, by doing something different with the deliveries of these servers, and only getting sort of like, at least when I back them really high, you can only get so many on a trolley at a time. But I suggested like get them delivered on a pallet, maybe make this entrance a bit wider down here so you can get a pallet down the first aisle. Instead of having a trolley, have a pallet truck. Maybe then get everything. Got to move that, my OCD doesn't like that. Get everything delivered in one hit. All on the same pallet. I mean, I know it's going to be like a magical Harry Potter pallet where it's going to a bit like Hermione's bag where it's you'll be able to get everything in there, but right, let's cape all these up. So 95 metres left in this one. Again, following the same pattern we always do. We use 10 metres of cable just on that first cabinet. Or 9 metres roughly. Let's say I'm sure it isn't the ideal setup, but it works for me. So we probably don't, because of the bandwidth, we probably don't need to have one of the QFAPs into each of the switches at the top. 25 gig in would probably have been sufficient, but why the hell not do it this way? We've got plenty of money there. We've got 11 million there, haven't we? So it's not like we haven't got the funds. Maybe that's one thing you could say, that, you know, money's, once you've got going with a lot of customers, money's a bit easier to get than it probably should be. We say, well, we're only halfway through all the customers available. We've already got 11 million. Don't know what the maximum person in the world has got. 60 metres of cable we had went quick, didn't it? 95 metres we had this roll when we started. I'm glad I ordered 2 reels. Probably a couple more customers, but have to start ordering 3 reels. We've got 1 space at the bottom, so this will go to the 2nd position. Yeah, there's not. I don't think this really matters too much in this game because there's no more issues with having to recable. Oh, that's gone wrong. Having to recable. We've got 3 in so far. 3 in. Don't know what happened there. Yeah, because there's no longer having to take a cable out and rewire it. I'm sure that'll be okay. Right. We've got 2 more server types to get. We need 17 of the old purple and 9 of the green. And we will be able to order that in one go. Got them balanced on. Now it's not going to drive straight into a customer cabinet. Try and get this done as soon as. Oh, bugger. Yeah, what we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, And so it's going to have to be 2 trolleys anyway, so we might as well just take this over as it is. Bump into the walls. Got 2 more trolleys left. Then we've got the wiring in. Then we can sign the customer up, do the customer connections, and then we just got to do all the IP addresses. So we might have to have 1 over there. Two. That'd be 8. Nice. So 1. Oh, so it'd just be 1. So yeah, I'm not going to run 1 network switch that side just for 1 connection. Need a view outside the truck. Before you could look out there to the green fields. We need 9 of these, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that is the 9th one. Yeah, so we're just going to put 1 at the bottom here out the way, so we can remove 2 of these cables. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120, 1 cabinets to go. Oh, not enough cable. Have we got enough cable to do this one? No. So let's throw this cable away. I'm glad I got 2 reels, because we wouldn't have got the same shade if the hex colour scheme had reset, which it did that a lot because we was having to save all the time to solve the evaluation of the cables. Obviously now we'll just do it in between saves when we exit the game. Right, nearly there. Nearly there, chat. Right, so we've got a cable out that last one, so we're going to go from there. We're going to go up to there. On there. To this one. Then we're going to go to here. We're going to run down this side. Do we? No, we won't. Take that out of there. We're going to run to there. We're going to run down that side. To there. That's better. So that is everything there cabled up. So now it is time to find the customer and connect these 2 ports to the customer base. The Sock Fetish Digital, a lovely customer. Could have brought the cable down with me. What am I doing? We're going to go along this path. We're going to use the second one. We'll go to there. We'll go to there. And we're going to go to there. All the way down to... Where's it going to go down to? Here. And then we can go back. Same route. Right, so we might need to do a 3rd cable. Won't know just yet. So let's switch all these on before we get the IP address. So, fingers crossed that when we got all these done, it all works. Let's put the customer profile in before we get the IP address. Right. Oh, that one wasn't even switched on, look at that. Right. Let's go and get the IP address. So for the yellows, IP address is 59 1076. 59.107.6.32. Copy that. And also a lovely feature they added with this next IP button. Makes so much time. That gets quite annoying when you've got a dodgy mouse like I have. That it double clicks when you don't want it to, and before it jumps a number. Which on these servers I don't think is much of a problem, but it will be once we get to the bigger customers, when I'm sure every single IP address is going to be used. Almost there. There's one thing I must do, which I have forgotten to do. Where the connections come in. Excellent. 504,500. I've got to, on the top box, create a group for those two. Just checking the bandwidth on the cables. Data coming in 17.7 on both. Got up 5 when we added the blue, so it's going to go up another 5 across both when we add the purple. That'll be 22. So 2 cables should be enough to service all of those. Now the green runs out of time before the blue, but we should have enough time. Sorry, before the purple, we should have enough time. So we've got nice twice and 9. One. Right, here we go. Nice twice and 9 for 2. Is that cleared? Lovely, that one has now cleared. So, last one. Green. Make sure they should be on B22. 22, look at that, that's correct. The green, what we got? 172, 16, 15. So 16, 15, 2. Oop, 2. Copy that. Excellent, there we go. So that is all clear, that is all. Another customer. So make sure that these are fine. See, look, it still fit basically 14 gig bandwidth left on each cable. So I don't think we need to go to 3 cables on this. But I'm interested to see what this 0.6, it's 4.2 coming in, because each server's basically 0.6. So that's putting nicely, that's taking the 0.6 over. That is good. Say, saves using the network switching now. That is fine. So, another successful customer. So, do we scare ourselves and look at the next customer? Midnight Crisis. Well, there we go, it says it all. So let's start working out what we need for this. So the yellow servers is 240,000. So we've got need 20 yellows, which means we need 20 purples. We're going to need 10 greens. Forty-two blues. So the increase in servers, let's add this up. 20 plus 20 plus 42 plus 10. So it's 92 servers, which basically gives us 15.3 cabinets to say 16 cabinets. I don't want to sign the customer just yet, that'd be rather silly of me. So another line along here. So 5, 9, 14, 15, 16 will take us to here. There'll be a bit of a gap at the end, but nothing we can do about that. It's strange, it goes 5, 5, 4, 5. I don't know if the next one. We might find out that. I want to buy this back wall first. I want to keep extending back to get the limit of how far back we can go. I'm not going to do it today, but say the next customer will go there. So we'll start planning what we need. So we're going to need one 32 switch. 16 cabinets, we're going to need 16 switches. And then we're going to need 16 patch panels. So the modules wise, there's 16. Need one in for the 16. There's going to be 16 coming in. Plus we need the 16 going out. And then 2 from the cabinet coming in. We've got indent, we've got, and we need 2 for the customer base as well. Let's throw this away. So we're not going to do it today, but it's all in the preparation. Let's take this cable back. We might start reusing a colour cable. Might reuse the blue. We've got a lot of that left. We haven't got a blue cable coming down this junction, so this is where I don't really want any duplicate colours for the moment, because obviously where we're building over here, I want different colours coming down this way. That was at 32, 36, let's say 40, we need 8 boxes of them. And then the SFPs, we need 6 for each rack, so that's 16 times 6, 96. Basically, when you get 100, that'll be 20 boxes. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the chat. Yeah, I'm glad you like it. So that is what we're going to need. So basically, next customer in 16 cabinets all along in a row. 20 yellows, 42 blues, 20 purples and 10 greens. That's 92 servers across 16 cabinets. We need one of these where the data is going to come in. Hopefully it'll be two cables, because we've got 15, say 14 gigs bandwidth on each one left, so that's good. Be 16 of these switches, one for each cabinet, 16 patch panels, one for each cabinet. Gonna need 36 of these, 16 coming out, 16 at each cabinet, 2 cables in for the customer base, 2 at the customer base, and we're gonna need 96 of the RJ45 modules, be 6 for each cabinet. So that is what we're going to do next. I don't know if I'm going to do it on stream, purely because of how long it's taken. It's taken an hour and a half to get this far. Let's just open up back wall. We've got plenty of money. And go one more back as well. So I do think that come the end game, when we've got the last couple of customers, we're gonna need so many racks. Let's go one more. I mean, I don't know how much further I want to go back this way from that position. I might do that and then start using them. Do another couple of customers filling up this front part. I mean, you could get the mod and unlock all the customers, but we're not going to do that. We'll go through one by one. But I do think at some point we're going to have to consider how many cabinets and how much space we're going to need. Because if we're getting these now, say 40, 42, you could see that, especially the last customer, it might need the full whack, 128 of each. That of interest, what that'd be, it's 128 for each server type. Times 4 servers, it'd be 512 servers. That's going to be 85 racks. So the maximum we could have is going to be 85 racks for a customer. We've still got, and there's no more space this way to go. So 85 racks for 8, 13, 26, 52. You're going to be looking at 2 more rows. That's if it was fully maxed out with everything that was available. So I do think I do need to keep going back. I need to unlock the back corridor to join up the block. I'm sure there's more than plenty of space, because the tutorial did say do it in like rooms rather than have to unlock every single wall, but I'm sure that's because of the as you can see then, it start losing some of the detail on the wall when you get too much. But anyway, I'm going to call it there for today, so thank you for joining me. Been a good stream. The update has been perfection. There's no bugs in it at all. The feature of the auto technicians works marvellously, so we don't need the mod that we found on Nexus mods. The no more problems with the cabling where you got to save it and reload it. That all seems to be fine as well. Only thing I say I would like them to sort out is going to be that bloody trolley. It's the trolley's just useless. There's got to be a better way of doing it, I'm afraid. It's just there's so much. You have to bring so many servers through, especially can you imagine later on. Imagine later on in the game you've got that many servers you've got to bring through, just being able to put that many on trolley at a time. I do think a pallet system would be best. Take away a bit of this wall or expand it this way. So you have a pallet and a pallet truck and wheel it through on a pallet. That would be so much better. So hopefully that's something the devs can look at. So thank you for joining me. Don't forget to like and follow if you're watching on Twitch. If you're watching on YouTube, you can like and follow on there. We do have a website you can go to. That'll be on the bottom of your screen. On there you've got the playlist for all the games we play. Yeah, if you fancy looking at a game, see what it's like, check it out. Click on the picture and it will take you directly to the YouTube playlist. So, as I said, thank you for joining me. Have a good afternoon and I'll see you all soon.